Hello, I'm Dr. Scott Baker, doctor of chiropractic, more specifically an upper cervical doctor. Today I'm here to tell you a little bit about why I became an upper cervical doctor and decided to specialize within the field of chiropractic. As a child growing up, I've been raised around chiropractic. When I was 12 years old, my uncle Rick, who graduated at Palmer, came over to the house to visit and tell us about this chiropractic stuff. None of us knew what that was, but he said if he was able to adjust my neck, that my headaches would go away. And as a kid, I had debilitating migraines that would take me out usually for a couple days at a time. Well, he corrected my neck and my headaches went away, and I fell in love with chiropractic ever since. And I noticed how it helped me all through my years in sports, high school, collegiate, and even professionally. And so I've always wanted to be a chiropractor. And in life, I went around and I did different things. I followed sports as far as I could follow them. And eventually there was a time for me to settle in and with a career that I could do until I got a little older. One of the things that happened to me is right after my career in pro sports is I started getting sick. I lost about 70 pounds in a couple months and nobody knew why. I was going to chiropractor. I was on regular care, general chiropractic care. About 2-3 times a week. I went to an osteopath, I went to a medical doctor, let's see what else, I went to a allergist. I went to several different type of doctors to figure out what was going on with me and why I was losing so much weight. And I was having night sweats. I was basically having symptoms as if I had cancer. And nobody knew why. And every time I went to the different doctors, all they would give me was a bag of drugs. And I mean, when I say a bag of drugs, I mean literally a grocery bag filled with drugs, samplers. Try this, try that. And every time I went out of there, nobody knew what was wrong with me. So I was scared. You know, I was a father of 4 children and married to my wife, and I thought I was dying, and I didn't know what to do. So I basically started making peace with my surroundings and my family, and I called up my uncle, who first corrected me, and I was basically making peace with him and telling him, you know, I don't know what's going on with me, I'm dying, I don't know why, but I love you, and I just wanted to talk with you a little bit, because I don't know where this is going. And he goes, well, you know, he asked me all the questions, have you tried chiropractic, have you done this? Of course I've been under chiropractic care. He goes, well, have you been to an upper cervical doctor? And I'm like, what's an upper cervical doctor? I've never even heard of that before. He goes, well, these are the chiropractors that we send our patients to if we can't get them better. And I'm like, well, why wasn't I told about this before? So I go there, because at this point I'm desperate, I'll do anything. I show up at Dr. Hagen's office in Davenport, and he evaluates me, does an x-ray and stuff, and I'm telling him, you know, I'm under good chiropractic care, you don't have to worry about this, my neck's fine. Well, sure enough, he gets in there and he finds the pressure on my brainstem was just choking the life out of me, basically was killing me. And I was, wow. And so he had a very specific way of approaching it, which I didn't fully understand at that time, but I was willing to try it. They set my neck up, laid me down on my side like I was taking a nap, and a little tink to the neck. Next thing you know, I looked at him, I'm like, is that it? I'm like, that's nothing, you're supposed to crack my neck, you know, that's what I expected from him. But all I got was that little light specific adjustment. Well, long story short, within 30 days my life came back. My body started healing. I was allergic to everything at that time, and now I could breathe again. I was only eating raw spinach and boneless, skinless chicken breasts for 2.5 months. That's all I could eat. Water tasted like lava. Everything came back, and my abilities came back. I stopped losing weight. My body maintained where it was, and within a couple months I was back to normal health again. Well, that sparked my interest to something more powerful that there is in chiropractic that I need to learn about. So as we went on, I decided that it was time for me to change my career. At that point I had 3 construction companies. And I was ready to make a change, and the Lord put it on my heart to go back to do what I originally wanted to do. And I always wanted to be a chiropractor. I loved it when I was a kid. So my wife and I, we packed up our family. We headed out to Sherman College in South Carolina, and I believe the Lord guided me there because the mecca of upper cervical happened to be at Sherman. So I got to study with great gurus like Dr. Perry Rush and Dr. Donald Thomas, guys who have been in the field forever. And so I've been around giants, and they've helped me learn this technique. And I remember learning and seeing how it works and understanding the biodynamics and the power of the brainstem and how it functions in the body and how important it is to keep that pressure off there, because, you know, I believe God made your body a self-healing organism so long as there's no interference. And as long as we can remove that interference, you can express health at 100%. And I learned that principle, and so I started practicing that in the chiropractic clinic while I was at college. Great success. I had a guy coming in at second stage lymphadenopathy, which is a pretty serious cancer. He's coming to me as a latch ditch effort. You got to imagine me as a student at the time, I was a little nervous. I didn't really know what to do. I just know the principle, the power that made the body heals the body. And if there's interference there, I could definitely remove it. So I found his subluxation, corrected it, and with 8 weeks later, he went back to the oncologist and his cancer was gone. And the feeling of that, you can't put a price on that. I'm more fulfilled than I've ever been. I could spend hours telling you stories, the miracles that happen every day in my life and in my office and with my patients. And this is why I do what I do. I love this work, and I believe it's the best kept secret in healthcare, that nobody has any idea of how powerful their body is and how resilient it is and how it can heal itself just given the opportunity. So I've dedicated my life and my work to this. I believe this is more to me than just a job. This is a calling, a cause, and a belief in my heart that truthfully, that if we can reconnect you with God, you will heal from everything. There are many people out there right now suffering. This world is suffering. And if we can help reconnect people with the power that made them, then this world could heal. And that's why I'm an upper cervical doctor, because that's what I believe. Thank you.